Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream. Woohoo! Today I will be streaming the third day of the fourth and final qualifier for the EU server. A bit of housekeeping to get out of the way first and foremost. There is a 3-minute delay on that stream. That is to avoid any stream sniping happening. There is no reward for the stream aside from the epic gameplay that you will get to see. And you can speak whatever language you want in the chat as long as you are polite and civil. But if you have any questions, you will have to ask them in English. So let's take you to my garage. I'm already in the room now. I just need to wait for the time to drop below 3 minutes before I can actually go into the room. And that is of course to avoid anyone seeing the lineup of the teams before the battle actually begins. That is how the delay stuff works really. Just to avoid stream sniping. So yeah. Now we just wait until the time is dropped low enough. We are following group 3 today. Let's have a look at that, because there's a few really good matches going to happen tonight. Axe and EG both still fighting for their place in the top 8. You have here Raid and TQT. Basically they meet each other in the first game, so that's going to be hella exciting. But that's not the game that I'm watching. We are starting it off with RNG versus Kryon. Like I said, we're following group 3 today. So should definitely still be fun. We're gonna have fun watching it, I'm sure. And yeah, now we just wait until we can go into the room. Of course, there's 2 more groups. You have group 4 and you have group 5. And that's it really. This is the last qualifier. So basically the cups that people get tonight is what is going to determine whether or not they reach top 8. So actually I made a thingy in Excel with the top 16. It's actually like I need to make it a little bit bigger. That's not the bigger that I mean. I'm not actually certain how it does this. There you go. There you go. That's the top 16. We have got the cups listed on the side there as what they can get tonight. And then after the games are over, we will fill them in here. And then we will see who has how many cups. And if they're through to the top 8 or not. Like the only factor that we don't really know is the combat power factor. The CP. And that has to do because basically that is based on how much they win and how much they lose and everything. So that will still mutate, and I'm not going to wait for the site to really catch up. So I'm hoping that there's not going to be a tie in cups. But even if there is, generally speaking, we will be able to determine who we're going through based on the CP power that we currently have. Because it will mutate. It's not likely to mutate a whole lot. So hopefully we will have like... we will know what's going to happen and who's through. So yeah, like I said, we're starting it off with RNG versus Kryon. And we're going to Vineyards first. We see Kryon ready in 3, 2, and 5Bs. A Type 71 is Sheridan, is Steve, and a 60TP. And on RNG side, we see 2 IS7s, a Yo, a Steve, an LT, a 1A3. And potentially an AMX54 if that is what they're ready up in. 1.5 minutes left to go before we see the first game of this evening. And like I said, we're just gonna have fun with it really. Like I think for our group, most of what's in the top 8 here is preset. Of course there's always the possibility of something going awry. But yeah. 1 minute left. And then we get to see the first game. And there you go, Tony now in the AMX54. And off is in another Steve. So 2 i7s, a Yo, 2 Steves, an AMX54 and an LT for RNG. I was gonna say, I was surprised to see Desta being picked. And yes, technically it's always possible because it's a team game. You can pretty much make any combination kind of work. But at the same time, you don't really want to take that risk. Because that's the thing with big TDs. Definitely big risks as well. Hey Andre, hey everyone. And there we go, countdown clock has begun. And let's see. I'm sorry, I do not know what you said, Anderson. But, hello? Of the etje. Okay, it's a word pun. Etje is like a shortened version of Ed. In the Netherlands, at least. And off the edge is probably what it's kind of like pun for. I'm not sure if he's Dutch or not. Or Belgian. But let's see. Lots of pretty camos around. I never get how people decide what to use rare camo certs on, because I'm always like on the i7, I mean. I got such FOMO with those kind of things. I'm always kind of like, am I not just going to regret putting it on that tank? So RNG is focusing on getting base B soon. Giving them that slight advantage. With the Sheridan peeking out quite far, does not get spotted or punished for it. But he does spot people. No damage been done just yet though. Turtle from north has been spotted. As has the other boys from Kryon. That shot hit the building. Lorenzo does have to be a little bit careful there. And Kryon was taking his stand in the corner, but he is losing some HP getting there. Of course, they have a big gun advantage here. Focus fire has to be there, and they're currently shooting different targets, which is not going to help them. Purple being whittled down very quickly. Tony pretty far. Purple goes down. Maid loses some HP for that. Lorenzo is being focused on. Sirius very low on HP, but still alive. Gets taken out now. Maid also very low on HP, but gets to survive a little bit longer. Off the edge, he does not get that kill shot in. Purple Kryon takes him out. Tony, Lorenzo gone. That was a lovely hug to death though. And they are at a disadvantage now because he's alone versus 2. He does still get that shot in. Yidibix has been taken out. He's alone versus 3 now. And they're not exactly able to share HP this way. And he might, that kill shot not going in. Tony does get purple Kryon. But Turtle and the Sheridan both survive quite nicely. 2v2. But 4 and 4 is now reloading. It is a single elimination tonight, meaning that if you're losing a matchup, then you're out for the night. Pirotic shooting the Sheridan there. And he could actually just go and cap the base. 4 and 4 does take some hits there, but now moving away to reload does expose. Ooh, that did not go in. Base A is almost capped. Pirotic has enough HP though. 4 and 4. Basically, they just have to be careful. They have 2 bases now. They don't need to take a chance. That is a low roll. Pirotic gets hit hard. Has to survive. 4 and 4. Turtle going after him. And he has to chase. Because he needs to kill the Steve just to be safe. And there he goes. Pirotic gets taken out. Base A now being capped. He is a one-shot though. And they have a big advantage. He will need to take base B. And 4 and 4 will know that. He just has to be careful. He doesn't need to take the chance. He is spotted. That does not go in. That is pretty vital. Now it's just 4 and 4 with 1 base. He doesn't need to risk it. He just needs to keep him from capping base B. And that's what he's going to do. by the looks of it. As long as he keeps base B safely in their grasp. He just has to keep that last shell as well. But there you go. Already 1k points. And RNG has the first game. Hey Cougar. Hey Andy. And let's see. What a carry though. Look at that. Like, I know I always repeat this repeatedly as well. Like, damage doesn't say everything in a tool game, because you can do absolutely no damage and still be absolutely vital. But when you get a 5k carry, that is still something special. Well done. 1.5 minutes left before we go into the second game of this evening. Second game on Vineyards as well. We see Kryon now ready with 2 Yos, 2 Type 71s, an LT, a Steve, and a Batchat. Versus a 60 DP, potentially the actual 183 this time. An IS4, a Steve, a Sheridan, and whatever over the edge. And 4 and 4 we're already up in. A 160 TP, another 60 TP. They've got 30 seconds to change their tanks. But we see 3 60 TPs, a 183, a 121B, a Steve, and a Sheridan now, with only 20 seconds left to go. So I'm kind of assuming that they're going to keep it that way. And there we go. Countdown clock has begun. And let's have a look. Sometimes I see people's names and I want to just... Why? Are you very proud of yourself now? It's sad. Anyway. Off the edge. Nothing wrong with that one at least. Going together with Peter Tick towards base A. We have the LT on the other side heading towards base B. And the Batchat. They might cap together, but this is tricky because the Batchat can potentially decap them. Oh, and he does get shot at. And he has to be careful. Batchat immediately goes for a clip reload. The base is theirs, but Kryon has a slight HP advantage now. Peter taking off the edge, both waiting to get unspotted before deciding on the safest route out of there to not be there anymore. And now it will be up to RNG to do something with, even though the point disadvantage is only slight, it is there. LT heading back towards the city. Peter Tick and Edge over there as well. I wonder if they're going to try and take base C, and if they're going to get away with it if they do. They are being very, very careful. Yidibix gets spotted going to the corner there. And it's a tricky corner here, because you can, depending on... There was a match at some point where someone was near where Yidibix was, just closer to the buildings. But because they were blind shotting the bush in front of him, because they expected someone to be there, he kept getting hit and farmed like that. And that was definitely not their intention. Everyone patiently waiting No one making a move. No one going for base C just yet. Now we have off the edge making a move again. But at the same time they're being very, very hesitant. And I get it. I get it. There's a lot of pressure on these matches. And he goes in for the cap. Hoping to get it. Would be surprised if they get it without any issues though. 4 and 4 takes a hit. Kryon is pushing on that side. And they have to hold the base. Base A can be kept relatively securely. Hari not quite going into the base just yet. And now the points are going up quite quickly. And he can't cap on the safe side of the building. Udibix now going into base C. Lorenzo losing quite a bit of HP. Base A also being capped. Is reset though. They need to make sure that this shot goes in. And it does not. 820 points. Oh, big hit there. And now the Death Star's coming up behind him. And he gets almost yeeted 6 ways to Kingdom Come. Off the edge here. Not getting that hit in. And that is a disadvantage you don't want to have. Purple is out. Lorenzo is out. That is the LT getting ammo rack. That's not something that they were accounting for either. Base B is also being kept right now. They are losing their tanks. They are losing their tanks quite quickly. 4 and 4 has been taken out. But now they also got base B. If they can survive, Purple Kryon gets Death Star Sirius gets killed as well in the batch chat. And we are at 1k points and RNG has the game. Insane run-around game, but amazing. Beautiful. See, this is what I mean. Pyrotic didn't do any damage in this case, but he was running around, he was capping bases, he was doing what needed doing. That's my point. It's not all about the damage that you do. Of course, you always want to have a monster carry, but it's not always going to happen. And now, RNG is up for potential match point. If they win the next game, then they are through to the next round, and then Kryon is out. And if Kryon wants to do that, they have to win 3 in a row. So let's see. We're moving on to Naval Frontier. We see an IS-7, we see a 60 TP for RNG. On Kryon's side, we see an IS-4 and then 60 TP. Together with the Steve, another 60 TP and a Super Conqueror. And depending on what the last two take. More IS-7s making their way into the team for RNG. And there we go. Kryon is ready with 3 60 TPs, an IS-4, a VK-90, a Steve, and a Super Conqueror. No fast tank. And on RNG side, we see 4 IS-7s, a 60 TP, another IS-7, and potentially an IS-7. There we go. Parotic now taking a 60 TP, 3 60 TPs and 4 IS-7. That's an interesting lineup, not gonna lie. Let's see. And here we go. Into potentially the last game of this matchup. And this is interesting though. So many IS-7s. They actually took one more and left out another 60 TP. Many drivable ammo racks this game. I wonder if we're going to see any RNG heading towards the base C side. with Kryon going a bit towards the middle, more towards base B, but not leaving base C completely unprotected. And yeah, I have to wonder when you see a lineup like this what they're gonna do. People have been spotted off the edge, going for the cap. And no one is at base A yet. No one is taking base B. Tony losing quite a bit of HP there though. Crossing over. Now base B being taken by Hari. And the train of IS-7s continues, but they have a bit of a delay here and there. Yidibix arriving as well. Focus fire not quite there. 4 and 4 in trouble now. And he's not getting any help. He's going to die, and there's not really any reason why that had to happen. They want to take out 4 and 4. Tony loses a whole lot of HP there. There goes 4 and 4. And Sirius is the target that they want, but at the same, this is a big cluster F, honestly. Sirius goes down. Gabriel losing a whole lot of HP very, very quickly, but then tries to pull back into the line of fire of other tanks. Yidibix very low on HP. They need to take him out. Their focus fire is not quite there. Not found. Gabriel gets taken out. They're now trying to focus on Turtle. They do want them, and he does go down, and so does Tony. And it's now 4v4. But there's an advantage in HP for Kryon. They're focusing on the heavily armored VK90. It's a very wonky game, this, honestly. There goes the VK. 4v3, but 3v3. Very low on HP there. And on the next reload, they should lose purple. And they do. And now they just really need to push him and make it 2v2 as quickly as they can. Purple Kryon actually blocking the way there to make sure that doesn't happen easily. Oh, he actually bounced! And he does take a massive hit there, and that's gonna steal it for RNG here. In this case, RNG really lost it rather than Kryon winning it, because this was massive lack of focus fire. That wasn't a kill shot either. They were shooting different targets, pushing different targets. They lost. That's an ammo rack. That's just adding insult to injury there. Oh. Wow. One minute 40 seconds left to go. That was an insane match. But that's also... This is a bit when it's like... overconfidence, I'm gonna say. You have a 2-1 advantage. They didn't need to lose that much HP. They didn't need to lose 4 and 4 that way. He had no help there. And it's kind of like, yes, we're gonna push. Oh wait, no, we're not. So let's see. Kryon now getting ready with a Yo, 2 IS-4s, a Steve, 2 60Ps, and a Super Conqueror if purple readies up. Purple Kryon readies up in the Yo. And on RNG's side, we see 2 Steves, an IS-4, a Sheridan, a 60P, an IS-7, and potentially another IS-7, depending on what Lorenzo readies up in. Lorenzo goes for the 60p. Gabriel now switching to a Yo potentially. They have 25 seconds left to go. Again, RNG is up for match point. If they win the next game, then they are through to the next round. It does help if Gabriel readies up though, because otherwise they start with a gun disadvantage. And you don't want that, but there you go. And let's see. Into the game we go. And it's kind of like, I've seen what these players can do. They're OP, they can do fantastic things. So the last game was a bit of a, well, let's say shock. I didn't expect things to go that way. As in, like, the lack of focus fire, the bit of YOLO that happened. It's just, it was a bit weird. Maybe it's poor communication, miscommunication. Barotic. IS4 very lucky there. Not getting hit by both, well, either shots. Well, one did hit but didn't do any damage. Tony going into the base. Sirius has to be careful. 4 and 4 immediately. Pulling back a little bit and not wanting to get farmed by the Super Conqueror. IS4 does get reset there. Not with that one though. So the point is oof. Barotic loses some HP there. A has been kept though. Gabriel deciding he doesn't want to be there anymore. He doesn't get spotted for that. Like, this is the thing. If you drive, now he's spotted. And he has to be careful. Ooh, that missed. Barotic has lost quite a bit of HP there though. Has to be very careful. Because the thing is that with the light, Sheridan can definitely pack a wallop. And it does big booms. But it's also got some troll armor. But you don't want to lose your lighting on a map like this. Yidibix overlooking and protecting base B. IS4 protecting base A. Maid holding the corner. Whereas RNG is dug in on the other side. They're all fairly close together, whereas Kryon is dominating a lot more of the map. But RNG has the point advantage. They don't need to do anything. It's up to Kryon to make a move somewhere. The thing is that with the positions that RNG is in, this can be really tricky. Because they're a bit spread out. Tony now moving in. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. And not sure why he did that. He seems to be pushing a bit. Ooh, Lorenzo getting a nice hit in. Hari losing more HP. We have the Super Conqueror being pushed by the two street wagons. Hari managing to bounce that. That one goes into the ground. Off the edge being focused on base B has been kept. They need to make all those hits worth their while. They're being very careful, but Hari goes down. RNG does not seem to be on the side of RNG. Sirius gets taken out. Now Purple has to be careful. He's getting farmed hard here. Off the edge, not looking too healthy. He does have some help in the form of Tony arriving, but Edgy is not going to survive this. Ooh, he does get to survive another round. And he might actually survive this as a whole. And he does! Barely, but he does! So now we have Purple being focused on by Purple Kryon. He really wants off the edge here. And Tony isn't. They're not just letting him have him. He does go down, not being careful enough there. But there goes Purple Kryon. We have Lorenzo versus the IS4. Gabriel taking out Maid, who just shot Lorenzo as well. And we're already 1k points. And RNG has it. Again, lots of micro battles happening everywhere. beautiful to watch. But very chaotic as well. Focus fire not always quite there. But this was a lot better than the other match. They were a lot more careful than the other match. So let's see. What has happened elsewhere? When is the next match? Let's start with that. So we are following group 3. So I'm gonna jump straight there. On that. Ooh, against Ikra. In about 25 minutes. Okay, so let's have a look. Because this is very important. They won't know. Sorry, they're still going up against kryon. X has to win well tonight in order to have a chance. Raid and TQT. TQT has it. That means that Raid might be out of the top 8. That is, oh my god. Well, you know, group 3. Appa. Doing very well. No surprise there. They're being very OP this season. And on here we have FaZe. That's the other contender potentially for the top 8. So that's also going to be interesting. But they are still... Oh, did they have a bye? They had a bye, looks like. But yeah, we've got about 25 minutes left before the next round. So I'm going to be showing you some replays. And let's see. I had some interesting games today. But I'm going to show off Jack first. If you don't know Jack, Wild One's helper, he's a fellow commentator. He does fantastic work. He does so much work behind the scenes. He's like a man of all the stats. He's calculating everything and doing everything. It's honestly glorious, the amount of time and effort he puts in. So if you haven't yet, definitely drop him a let's see. I do like this camo though. Just look at it with the engines like that and all. It looks great. And this is one of those things, I don't actually like it, honestly. It's not my kind of cup of tea. I do love the camo and I will drive it more because it has this camo. But it's one of those tanks that it either really works for you or it really does not. And I'm not really good at that. He's got a nice bush there now. Now he just needs to target. That's also a thing. I'm not a patient player. I'm not good at just trying to patiently wait for a target to make its way into my line of fire. He needs to not be there, but at the same time, if he pulls back, he probably knows that there's a Desta somewhere. They just don't know where yet. Oh, poor guy. Oh, it is such a cool camo, though. Oh. No, he's pulling back. Pull forwards. There we go. He has been spotted now though, so he has to be careful, especially from the people in the city. But he's got a house and that's gonna offer some protection. See, that's what I mean though, like when it works, it really, really works. TVP there. Probably not going to pull back far enough for that. Honestly, I have to give Jack kudos also for you carrying HE. I actually do not. Aww. You're such a bully, Jack, honestly. That was just mean. And you have to be so patient driving this tank, and I'm just not that. Let's see. And he's keeping his attention here because he has to. But none of them are where you'd hope they'd peek out. glorious. Oh! He does eat one for that. And there's Sheridan. Oh, he's pulling back. That's not nice. So much more fun when they don't. He's not a complete idiot. He's not pushing. Sheridan has been spotted. Oh! That is just, again, that's just mean. And he has to be careful that Yo isn't pushing, and that's his saving right here. He needs to kill one. No, he does not. That'll do. $6K. Oof, now he's getting yo'd. WZ should not survive this. With the spaghetti arriving there. There you go. And we know where the Yo is. There he is. He's not risking that shot. He's holding a shot. See, in this case, I'm just like, I've got the HP. Oof. Low roll. And he can still do this. Now he's just using regular HE because any sneeze in the Yo's general direction should kill him. But there you go. Spaghetti gets it. Gorgeous ace. Very bully game. But lovely. Look at that carry though. Wow. Surprised to see so many people not using any background. I like the background stuff. Let's see. Actually, if one of those games was just wow. I'm actually really proud of that, so I'm gonna save that for the next one. This one was a bit of an okay, that happened kind of game. But I am glad of the games I had. Well, no, I'm not glad of the games I had. I am glad of some of the games I had because I had like first class and 2 aces. I'm proud of those. But for the rest, oh my god, did I have a dismal run in the game today. It was awful. Let's see. And this is kind of like, I was driving this tank purely because I had a season on it. It's not a bad tank, don't get me wrong. I just don't really like driving it that much because there's other tanks in tier 8 that I like a lot more. But it's like, I have to do seasonals anyway, and I had to get wins for puzzle pieces and everything. I need to finish that up tomorrow to get the more sets for the camos. But yeah. In this case, I was really hoping that the type would push. Because then I would just suddenly be there and he'd be like, oh no. But now he's fired. And then I got my first shots in. And this tank, basically, as long as people are not shooting you, it can do fantastic things. And I was really afraid of the people that were at base C. Second shot. And Andrei is just casually holding back there. And I was especially scared of that tank, but luckily I just shoot the ground because that is very, very useful. But we have the AMX there. And the type is just pulling back, so I can't really shoot him. But I decide to sort of like risk it for a biscuit. I want to help, I want to do damage. I don't want to just wait. And that means being very brave. And I don't even need one for that, which I'm still surprised about. The T-30 is not paying attention to me at all. And they do keep shooting my lovely teammate here. So with the T-30 still not paying attention to me, I decide to just go for it. Because we need to clear this side. And I know I'm likely to eat one more. There's no helping there. We've got someone coming up behind us as well. And then this was just... I wanted to shoot him and then I just shoot the one part of the T-30 that I couldn't hit pen there. I kind of want to destroy the defender, but then he goes already. And I'm a bit scared of the T-30 because I am a one-shot to him. But he's like, again, he's not paying attention to me at all. So I just decide to yeet him a little bit. And he's still not paying attention to me. And he did actually shoot. So now he's pulling back. And he's turning around. And he's not even looking at me. And I kill him off. And now there's just the Skoda, the golem left. And this is like, the only reason I survived this is because the T-30 never went and looked my way again. And in this case, it was like, yeah, we're gonna win anyway, so YOLO. But then he shoots Andre and he kills him. And I'm like, oh, I want that kill then. Because that'll get me 4k. And it might be enough. Oh god, like, Andre, you were so patient with me today. Like, I was getting so pissed at the game. Not at us, because most of the time we were doing good, as in doing enough what should have been enough to win. We just couldn't win. And then every once in a while, one of us would noob out, or we both noob out, and then we definitely wouldn't win. But this was a lovely game. Let's see, did I actually get any supremacy points aside from the kills? Yeah, I did, a few. Let's see, we've got time for a quick one more, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't believe Raid might be out now. Yeah, 50. So, okay, we got 7 minutes left. That's time for one more. Let's go for this one then. T30. This is one of those things that I know it's good. I just can't always get it to work, and it's kind of like it's a bit more team dependent. Let's say it's a bit iffy that way. Also, by the way, when I said I'm having a really bad day in the game, I'm not actually blaming the teams. Yes, the teams can be frustrating, but I'm part of that team too, so it's my fault when we lose as well. It's never useful to blame your team for losing a game. Yes, it can be frustrating, but if you're honest about it, it's as much your fault as it is theirs. So that's the thing. Ooh. Type getting spotted. He does not though. See, this tank, when it works, it can work beautifully because you can... The gun depression on this thing is insane. And it does big booms. And it's got a nice little bit of armor, but you have to be careful. Because it kind of depends on what position you're in, whether or not that armor is effective and all. Steven here being very careful. Oh, nice one. Cheeky. The LT on the other side. You can't quite get him there, I think. No, there's a rock there. He's not actually peeking over. And going up that ramp is a bit more dangerous. Oh, just not enough patience with that shot. Okay, so we know the 268 is there somewhere. Oh, gorgeous. And there we go. You have to be careful though, depending on where the campers are, they can shoot him there. There he is! He should get shot more for that. There you go. Was gonna say. There you go. Beautiful. Teamwork. There's the waffle. And I do get why he's here, but at the same time I'm not patient enough for this. I don't trust my team to do the damage. I only trust me to do the damage. Oh! That poor waffle. It's done quite some assisted damage here as well. Not sure where the poop one went though. Where is he at? Nice. Oh, there he is. Oof, that'll hurt. Let's see. This stage I would probably ignore the type and just go for the poop one. But because I will want to HE that when I'm driving a TD. Three, two, one. Poof! Beautiful. $4.7k damage, lovely carry here. There you go. Always have to be a little bit patient with my laptop. And loading results and stuff. Lovely game though, well done. So now we just wait for the room invite to be up, which should be soon. So let's just have a look at the chart right now. X still in for the running. They're up against EG next. That's also basically, if X wants to have any chance, they kind of just need to win against EG. That's that's not easily done. On the other side, we've got TQT now. They're up against Rejects next. Rejects also being very strong this season, so there's that as well. Interesting stuffs. And of course, we've got RNG versus Ikra. So that's going to be intense on its own. Ikra is in the top 8. Should be safe. Unless really weird things happen. Appa, of course. Doing well there, up against Tufua next. And for the rest, no real big surprises here. Aside from FaZe getting a bye. Which is not like a surprise on its own. I do get that those have to happen. But considering that they might make it in the top 8 depending on how they go today, that is you have to be happy with that, honestly. Let's have a look. No I just wait for the room invite. Should be up any minute now. Maybe a minute more. There we go. And now we wait for the room invite. Well, for the room time to drop below 3 minutes before we go in there, obviously. But see, this is the thing what I have with the game and against the game. Like, I've got a bunch of autoimmune diseases, and they affect my ability to concentrate. So, even on my good days, I'm not nearly as good in the game anymore as I was a few years back when my health was a lot better. And that's really, really frustrating. But I'm honest enough to know that basically when I'm still doing way better than average at least, and I'm happy with that. But it's really frustrating when you lose a game because you know you didn't manage to do something that you used to be able to manage, and that is really frustrating. And it happens, but like that's also one reason why I try to be like understanding. Yes, teams are frustrating. I can cuss out loud and on voice too about all the potatoes and the potato things that they do, but at the same time I'm well aware that I'm part of the team as well. If we don't win, that's also my fault. So yes, there's deciding factors, but the thing is my team has as many potatoes as the enemy team does, so I don't really feel like it's fair to blame the team. And yes, it's nice to voice frustration about it, and it's nice to rant a little bit, but don't aim it at the team or the players in that team. I recently found out that someone that I know reports people to Wargaming for being bad players. I'm not saying downvote, I mean report. He actually reports them to support for not having much of a clue in the game. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, honestly, it's just, I don't get it. I get the frustration, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm in the same teams as you. I meet them. I see the potatoes. But at the same time, the average player is used to losing more than winning. So that's saying a lot as well. And you kind of have to take that into account. The fact that you manage to win well more than you lose kind of says a lot about you and your skill level. But it doesn't mean that you won't lose. And it doesn't mean that other players are suddenly better. The average of the game is losing more than you win. So there's that as well. Anyway, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds, we are left back in the room. And we see Ikra getting ready for Black Goldfield with an LT, a Kranwagen, 2 Steves, 2 E5s, and potentially a 60 TP. An RNG getting ready with an IS-7, 2 of them even, an IS-4, a 60 TP, and a Sheridan, with potentially a 263 and a Foch. And you hear the question in my voice? Well, we'll see. Basically, I do know that people can make anything work, really. But still. You don't see TDs all that often in tour games anymore. Also, I've got this lovely little fidget toy that I use in these dead moments because I'm not really good with just sitting still, so I need something to do. That's also why I can't play camper tanks. It doesn't work for me. But yeah, so I have this little fidget toy and that allows me to just do a sort of like puzzle with my hands. It's really, really simple, but it's lovely. I underestimated the effects that a fidget toy can have. Like, I only got this recently, and I've been struggling with just this for years, so I'm really happy to have this now. But there we go. It's a Super Conqueror and a Poop Bun. Poop Bun, have to say, is one of my favorite things. It's so much fun, but at the same time, I wouldn't pick it for a tour battle. And Varta has readied up in the mouse for Black Goldfield. 40 seconds left to go. Gabriel, I really wonder how you're going to do in that. Because that tank is huge. You have to make sure to use your cover properly. You have to make sure to not actually get hit. That's the biggest issue. But it is a glorious tank. And very fun to drive. And let's see. Into the game we go. It's first time streaming Ikra this season. Oh, and the JLA. I knew what his name meant. It was explained to me and I actually forgot again. See, this is the thing. My memory is absolute poop. Yevgeny crossing over. And we have Pyrotic. Oh, Flame losing a little bit of HP there. Pyrotic has been spotted though, has to be careful. Oh, that's a big hit. Now she's waiting. The Steves are heading towards base C. And Pyrotic did shoot again. JLA lost a little bit more HP. I'm so sorry I forgot what your name meant. Base C is being kept. Yevgeny arriving there as well. A now also being kept to make sure that the point advantage doesn't go up too far for Ikra. But it will be up to RNG to make a move and do something here. Because they will be at a disadvantage. MP holding. Lovely camo there. Oh, I love these animated camos, honestly. Big fan. Koza just there to spot mainly. Varta losing a little bit of HP. And we have Gabriel holding. Like HP wise, there's just over a K advantage for RNG. And they know that there's someone there. They can guess someone will be in the corner. They just don't know where exactly. And just like MP, they know that someone is there. They just don't know where. But all the bases are pretty well protected. They can't really go anywhere. Gabriel again shooting Flame. I wonder what you can actually see from here. Not that much. Then he's reloading his clip again. 525 points for Ikra. Oof, big hit there. Pyrotic does take a hit back for that. And will probably be spotted long time for it. But Flame is in a precarious position. Steadily being farmed. And now we have Emily going into the base. And Flame being in a tough position. He does get reset. But it is drawing out people. Warta is in a mouse though, that's the issue. And he does farming him again. And he does not take a hit again. But at the same time they kind of have to. They have to keep trying. Emily. There you go. Now Warta's lost quite a bit of HP. But they can't afford to let them have that base. That's the thing. So they have to keep resetting. Base A is being set upon as well. Cosa Nostra now moving in. Varta not looking too healthy. MP gets taken out. Emily is still alive, but now we have Lorenzo move. No, never mind, Emily is dead. Cosa Nostra losing a lot of HP very quickly here. Flame being shot at. Varta not looking too healthy either. And now we have Lorenzo going after Flame. Both teams have lost one. Now there's an advantage for RNG. But will they be able to keep it up? Koza Varta goes down. Goes are not looking too healthy. They're literally ignoring the JLA. They're not shooting the same target though. Postrovleni and Costa Goza are both gone. And we are at 1k points. And RNG has the game. Well done. Very slowly building game. But well played by RNG here. Well responded. And I think that the only issue is where Flame was. And I'm not saying that that's a bad position. It's a logical position to be in. But he was getting farmed there. The Boop Barn actually did a good job there. He was getting those shots in for the most part. And he's such a huge tank as well. But it really worked out. Still surprised at that. So for the second game on Black Goldfield, we see Ikra now sporting 2 60TPs, 2 E5s, 2 Steves in the LT. And on RNG's side, we see 3 IS-7s, 2 Poop Bombs this time, an IS-4 and a Sheridan. Let's see. I mean, taking 1 Poop Bomb is a risk. Taking 2 of them, and this is before the time where your tank is already loaded when you enter the game. That too. That's a ballsy move. Let's see. $26 seconds left before we go into the battle. It is a best of 5. No pressure just yet. Anything can still happen. And there we go. Countdown clock. Lots of orange camos. Lots of pro camos, honestly. Like the blue and the orange here. And that blue one as well. Old and new season camos. Tour season camos. And we've got RNG crossing over towards base A. Sending Pyrotic to the bush. Well, not quite to the bush, but going there to see if anyone is there. And he manages to not get hit for that. Flame missed him. But Amelie did take a hit. C has been capped. That gives Ikra an advantage here. And we have purple. See, this is the thing. This is 1 Poop Bomb. They're both there together. They don't have any targets yet, but they have to be very careful. You don't want to get spotted in that tank. It's glorious though, and it's such a fun tank as well. A has been taken. But there's still like a 50% point, 50 point advantage for Ikra. And RNG is relocating back towards their spawn. They might go wolfpacking here. I'm not sure. Gabriel being very forwards here. And a very, very large target. They're being careful though. Didn't get spotted for that. Not knocking down the sign. But has to be careful. Varta, Gabriel's now been spotted. And that's the thing. When you are a poop bomb, whatever shoots you will pen you. Lorenzo. Oof. Big hits into Varta, but now they're all getting together in that corner. It's all gonna become chaos. And position-wise, there's an advantage here for Ikra, I think. Oof, Gabriel's almost gone. They're both reloading as well. Base C is being taken. Purple not looking too healthy either. Tony sadly being farmed. Now they're pulling back against each other. They can't really get out of there. That's the issue. They were pushing, but they didn't commit to the push. And there's so much HP just disappearing. Tony is the first one to go out. Gabriel has reloaded. Purple gets taken out. Gabriel, Lorenzo, Purple, both gone. Emily gone. This game is for sure. Oof, that is lucky. He does get another shot in. Pyrotic gets rammed to death. 4-0 gets rammed to death. And it is a 7-0 for Ikra. Very brutal game. And this is, I think, I'm not sure if it was miscommunication or just the call that didn't work. But they wanted to go into the corner, and once they were spotted there, half of them halted and half of them didn't. And Ikra just all regrouped at once. And that gave them a big advantage there. One, anything can still happen. No match point for anyone just yet. RNG now ready with 2 i7s, a Yo, an AMX 54, a Steve and an LT, and depending on, there you go, another Steve for over the edge. And on Ikra's side we see 2 60Ps, a 113, 2 Steves, a Yo and a 215B. For another game on Vineyards, which we've seen before. This is, I'm not really happy with all the map thingy. Like, there's so many maps, there shouldn't have to be doubles. And at the same time, every pro team will have like multiple tactics for multiple lineups for multiple maps and all, but still. "20 seconds left to go. And then we will see what happens." I was just gonna say, it would help if we actually loaded into the battle. And let's see. MP. I'm not sure if they're heading towards A or towards middle there, but I'm going to guess that MP is going to go for the base here. Paravotic for the other side, already there. Which should give RNG a bit of a point advantage here. Lorenzo, first one to lose some HP here. And a bit more. Very cheeky moves here. The 113 and the Steves both there. Tony losing a whole lot of HP very quickly. Off the edge as well. And Ikra is being very forwards here, but it might work out beautifully for them. At the same time, we've got Parotic there, who can shoot them from the side. Postravleni and the JLA both immediately turn the gun in that direction. And he has been spotted, and he does get shot for it. But this wasn't quite what they had in mind. Gabriel now driving up a little bit. Parotic losing more HP. And they all get spotted for longer when that happens. JLA now crossing over. Lorenzo gets taken out. But they lost a lot of HP there. Varta losing some HP more as well. And Parotic not quite into the town. 4 and 4. And they are pulling back. This movement from Ikra though, they're so forwards. Gabriel is not having the best of RNG here. That's a second shot that went over rather than in. Purple being set upon by 2 Steves now. And a 113. He's in trouble. And he's getting tracked as well. Pozdravleni, very low on HP, but so is Varta, and they do keep their guns alive, that's the thing. Purple, not looking too healthy. Gets taken out. And this, look at the HP spread. There's not that big an advantage for Ikra. Tony and Yevgeny both got taken out. Off the edge is going to be gone on the next reload. Ikra just keeping their tanks alive for longer. 4 and 4. In trouble. Can't really stay there. Can't pull back. Does get killed because of it. And now it's 2. 1 versus 6. This would be an epic battle for any of these players. If this was a random game, I would give it to them. Let's see. There you go. When there's only one, there's no need to keep the bird's eye view. And he does get tracked for that and then immediately murdered. And the game is for Ikra. But this is the thing. Like in this case, Ikra won because they kept the tanks alive. Like if they got very low on HP, they kept themselves alive. They didn't peek out anymore. They didn't let RNG kill them. Like HP wise, there's not that much between them, but the amount of tanks that survived on Ikra's side is honestly fantastic. 1.5 minutes left before we get the 4th game in this best of 5. Potential match point for Ikra. If they win the next game, then they are through to the next round and RNG is out. And let's see, we see Ikra now taking 2 Steves, an i7, a Yo, a Mouse. And potentially another Yo, and maybe a 60TP. Depending on what Psycho readies up in. And on RNG side we see 3 60Ps, a Batchat, a Steve and a Sheridan, and potentially another Steve. And let's have a look. There you go. Psycho going into the LT. Because it does help to have a light though. Yeah, just to cap the base, run around and just distract and everything. Off the edge, it does need to ready up. He goes for an IS-4 in the end. Or maybe not. He's got... There you go. Yes, he does. I always imagine the control voice being, yeah, you can say Jason, no. Just ready up. Don't take the chance. Can you imagine if you were to, for whatever reason, go offline and then you wouldn't get loaded into the battle and your team would be set behind straight from the get-go? And let's see, Easter camo for Cosa Nostra. And let's see, Psycho indeed going for the cap. Pyrotic and Gabriel on the other side capping as well, giving them a bit of an advantage there because they will cap quicker. He's not getting reset though. Costa Nostra has been spotted. Vartan going into the middle with the mouse. Tony's been spotted as well. Let's see. Such shiny tanks. Yevgeny making a move. Crossing over the river. To see who he can spot here. And he does spot 4 and L. 4 and 4. Basina being taken. And they can't really afford to let RNG do that. Psycho holding. Purple and 4 and 4 are not really doing anything. Well, they're holding, that's the thing. You don't see them doing anything, but the place that they're at is to avoid base A being capped, being stolen. Now we have Yevgeny moving in. Getting some vital information in the form of spots. Oof, big hits into him. But 2 of them missed or bounced, so he's very lucky there, to be honest. Pyrotic there. Spawning people across. So they know that there's people there. They know that they're gonna push C at some point. And this is clever because he's not actually shooting them. But he is spotting them, so they don't know where they're getting spot from. Big hit into JLA. Varta also losing HP. Ikra is pushing. They're focusing the mouse. Or maybe they're focusing Cosa Nostra. Lorenzo very low on HP. Does get taken out there. And now Ikra has a gun advantage over here. And the rest of RNG is taking a long time to regroup there. Tony losing HP very quickly, gets taken out. Base C is being capped. We have off the edge. Alone versus 3. He can't angle in that many directions. Cosa Nostra does not get to take him out. He does get another shot on. But there he goes. And that is 3 guns gone for RNG. Now I have Pyrotic being focused on, and he's deleted. Gabriel losing HP but running around, so they're focusing on 4 and 4. And you see all the red lines going in. They're mainly just ignoring everyone else to get the shots in. Varta might get taken out. He does not. He is a mouse. He bounced. Purple gets set on fire. Ooh. Oh, we're already 1k points. I thought for a moment there that my laptop was dying. But there we go. 1k points. And Ikra has the match here. See, I'm so focusing on everybody dying and all the HP being lost and everything. I just like totally forgot the bases. So that means that RNG is out and Ikra is through to the next round. So let's see. EG won that one. So that will make things very interesting. Noxu versus TQT. Aqua versus... Oh, that's also a beautiful match. Hey Ramio. Really hope your fingers feel better soon, hun. For those of you that don't know, I was talking about in the other stream yesterday about Jones not registering a team for the 4th qualifier, and I didn't understand why. But he actually explained, Ramio did, that he was hit by a car. And thank goodness it's, well, of course it's serious, but it's not like life-threatening serious. But he did break 2 fingers and he did basically yeet his knee. So I'm really hoping you'll be all better soon, Ramio. I'm so sorry this happened to you, both with the team, but the game stuff is honestly secondary when it comes to real life stuff. So I'm so sorry for that. Hope everything will be okay again soon. So yeah, We've got Ikra versus who? They're up against them in the finals, which means the I and RNG are for 3rd place. Appa and Immel for that group. Bok versus Vil. Ooh, FaZe is matched for 3rd place. See, this is what I mean though. Like, it's not all over just yet. Anything can still happen, and FaZe kind of had to come like first to have a chance. So I think we kind of have our top 8. But like I said, after the matches are over, I will have a look and see what happens. We have like, I think, half an hour before the, well, 25 minutes, I think. Yeah, 25 minutes before the next game starts. So we've got about 20 minutes of replays. I got a few of them. One game I'm actually really proud of, and I'm still bummed that it isn't an ace. Let's see. This is actually like, again, I was just playing this because it was a season. I was like, whatever. And at this stage, we had lost quite a few games, and like I said, it's not all the team, it's also us, but we had lost quite a few games, and the game was getting really, really, really frustrating. So this was my last game. I hadn't decided that before. I was kind of just waiting for a game where it's just like, okay, this feels like an okay game. I can leave the game with this game. As in, like, I always want to end on a win, because then you stop at sort of like feeling positive. So I'm being very careful. He's not even paying attention to me. Honestly, that guy, I've no idea what he's doing. And I thought to get behind him to get some shots here, but he actually just kept on pushing. It was really, really weird. Just look at him. There he goes. So I just decided to, yeah, okay, then I'll just go for him. And I just track him, and he doesn't get shot further, but it was such a weird one, though. Just look at him. He's just going. Track him again. And he's just going. He's just completely ignoring me here. And, like, I've got, like, 48k battles. I'm way too far to get newbie matchmaking. Hey, Welshie. And that's the end of him. And this is weird. It was such a weird game. It's such a weird game, this, honestly. Like, I'm a Vicus. I am a light tank. I will give you a little bit of a spoiler. I am full health, and I still don't understand why. Like, RNG wasn't completely with me. He just missed me there. So that part of RNG was definitely with me. But it kind of felt like we were having newbie matchmaker. So that was my own fault. I didn't take enough time aiming, but yeah. Overall, this was such a weird match. And I know the type is there. And I'm not honestly all that concerned about him. That bounce, actually, which it was, I was just like, ugh, why couldn't that just go in? And there he goes. Now we have the type that bounces on me. I mean, it's not like I'm a light tank or anything. It's just weird, so weird. And then the TVP there. And he doesn't hit me either. And I honestly, I have no idea what's happening here. And I'm just standing there, and there's a Jaeger there, and the Jaeger is looking in my direction, and it's just like, yeah, I don't want to get shot by him. It's just kind of just waiting for me to be unspotted, and then he's just looking the other direction, and just, it's so weird. And he kills the 113, which is logical because he was loaded, and then I just kill him, and I'm still full health. I'm trying to... Basically, I'm kind of hoping that that guy will die, so that I can actually get the last bit of damage there. And now he's just actually looking in my direction. But he doesn't even get to shoot in, and I kill him, and I'm still full health, and I did 5.5k damage. It was nuts. So yeah, that was the first class, and I was actually quite disappointed by that. I was really hoping that this would be an ace with the amount of damage that I did. But still though, it was a nice little bit of seasonal thing to do. And it was a weird game. I think I carried. Figures of course is a great tank though, so it makes sense that it was an ace. But I was hoping for an ace anyway. Let's see, what else have I got for you? Oh, I want to see this one. Like, that game was lucky and noob and all. These are the pros. Like, I love showing off OP replays by OP people. Because, kind of like, you see them do amazing things in tours. But they're just as OP in randoms. And that warrants showing off. Let's see. 5A is one of those tanks that I love it. It's a very cheeky tank, but it can work out so beautifully. And it's so mobile. Nice little bounce there. Still can't believe that just went in like that. That T62A has no sense of self-preservation. I'm just steadily farming. Because why not? Minotauro arriving there now making this. I hate it when people do this because they're actually so getting in the way. And they're just trying to take your spot. Which is honestly really, really annoying. And I actually hope he finds his reserve shell because then he's gonna go back a little bit, I hope. But this is just stupid. He was here. And he was holding that place just fine. And then the Minotaur just came and just did that. It's really annoying when they do that. It also means you have to play more forwards than you originally intended. Because you need to make sure that your slots go in. And you need to make sure that you can actually use the spot that you want. And it's not like the Minotauro is being very effective. Because this is the thing. When you do that, and I know that that's a good spot, but someone's already in the spot. So find your own spot and don't block your teammates. Nice little bounce there. Minotauro is actually buggered off to the other side now. And he really wants his teammate. And they really do want that teammate. That's the end of him. Now we got a potential high roll. Beautiful. So I've got the mouse and the AMX, and he's just going for the AMX, I'm pretty sure, because he just wants to farm the damage here. He doesn't have his adrenaline anymore. But he does have 5.7k damage. And the mouse is pushing on the other side. So he can actually just be mean. Motion is actually not even a mouse, it's a motion. So this is what I mean. When my brain goes, it really goes and I can't pay attention. And I just hope he gets the kill, but he should. Because he's not going to arrive in time. And there we go. 7k damage. And he just makes it look so easy. Despite the teammate literally taking his position, getting in his way and everything. Well done. Gorgeous ace. Have to be patient with always with loading the battle results. It's a bit iffy. Beautiful game. Let's see, how many supremacy points did he get for that? 385. That definitely helps as well. But 1841 base XP and 7k damage with the top gun. That's insane. Let's see, what else have I got for you? Ooh, I still have this one, I think. Don't think I've shown this one yet. But even if I did, it warrants showing again. Oh, and in the LT, this is one of the things though, like when the reload thing happens, maps like these will be trickier to play. Because driving into the hill, as you can do now, will be tricky because you can get TVP'd or death starred already. Oh, yeah. Ramio had got hit by a car and got hurt. And I'm really glad he's relatively okay. But because of that, he couldn't register the team because he was actually just being looked at in the hospital and everything. Car accidents will do that. So he just couldn't register the team in time. Which is really sad because they were doing so well and they had a chance at top 8 and everything. They weren't like set for top 8, but they had a chance for it. That FV though is just waiting for him. But it's sad because they deserve better. They're lovely guys and they play so well. Katouf. Well, he has to be careful with that FE there though. No, you can't shoot him. Oh! That was a lovely miss. He has to be careful of the Jäger though, that's the thing. Has to be arriving. Now he's in trouble. He's also losing teammates. And he has to be careful. Has to be moved. And he does get spotted that way for a long, long time. Bit too impatient there. They have like 2 TDs, but they're not focusing on the hill right now. Thing is though, STB is not a brawler. But he does still have an HP advantage, so that's dangerous. And they're steadily losing teammates. And he kind of has to move in. And hopefully make him miss once more. Because they're losing teammates fast. That is lovely. There we go. 1-1 arriving. E100 giving him the evil eye. Not hitting him though. That V-Case is being very, yeah, well, it works. They just need to farm as many as they can. Focus fire if they can. Jäger is still around somewhere as well. So many different targets though. Paul is now reloading on a clip reload. There's the AA. He did get a shot in. There you go, that's very needed. 2v2. He has to be very careful with the IS-4. One is using the house, the other is using the rock. To be fair, they are playing really clever. He's reloading, being very careful with potentially spotting. He does not have the gun depression to work that position though. Gun depression not found. He still can't do it. So he has to be careful. E100's there. Oh. Cheeky. Oh, that was very needed. Now he just has to deal with the ice 4. He can potentially take a hit from him, which I think is what he's going to do. That bounce though. Wow. Beautiful game. $5.3k damage, 4 kills. Good teamwork. I love it when a team comes together. Look at that carry though, wow. Did he ace it too? Well, to be fair, TVP is probably higher than that. First class. But gorgeous game. Yeah, so now we're just gonna have a look at the teams because we don't have enough time to watch another replay. Let's see, that is still going because they've already started this. The third place stuff. That's also going. Iron RNG also still going. To be fair, there's like not a lot of time. There would have had to be very, very quick victories for that to already have been finished. And last but not least, FaZe and Olaney also still going on. So now we just wait for the room invite after the games are over. We'll have a look at the cup standings and everything. It is tricky though, this whole thing. Like, and in a way, I do like it when there's not a definite top 8 known already. But at the same time, can you just imagine the stress for these people? It's not just your games, you also have to depend on the scores of others. Like, if this team wins, then you lose out. If this team loses, but you lose, then it's still okay. And if you win, then it's okay. And it's just, so I always have issues wrapping my head around that stuff. So yeah, now we just wait for the room invite. And then we hope for some lovely games. And then we'll see who is through to the top 8. And those matches start on Wednesday, if I remember right. So I'll be streaming the round robins, of course. To be fair, like, I like qualifiers. I like tour games as a whole, but nothing beats top 8 round robin. I love the games that we see there. They're always intense and they're just awesome. I love those. And I actually like those more than the top 4 usually. Like the games, that is. Yes, you can have fantastic top 4 as well. But for some reason, top 8 is just... And it being a round robin, there's a different kind of stress level going on there. I like it. It's fun to watch. It's fun to spectate. So let's see. This is always the part, like, I don't really have anything to say. I can complain about teams and my own performance more, but already done that. I can complain about pay-to-win events, which I'm not a fan of either. See, like, there's 2 camos in here that I really, really, really love. And you can get these for free if you play enough. I'm aiming for this one. That's the last one that I'm gonna get. And I should get that tomorrow. And I do like this one as well. This one though, this is probably one of my new favorite camos. It's so gorgeous. Ooh, there we go. But just look at that. It just looks like a painting. It's so pretty. And I like camos like that. It's just, to be fair, you can say all you want about wargaming and the calls that they make and disagree with decisions that they make and everything. And that's, yes, that's definitely an issue as well. Where sometimes, and I can get basically, my main function as a community contributor is pretty much nagging wargaming about things that go wrong. But there's also like stuff like the graphics, and the graphics department has been doing such a fabulous job over the last year and a half or so with the cameras and everything. And yes, I do realize that not everyone likes the non-realistic colorful cameras. I definitely do. And I love the legendary cameras that have been put out, and I love the other cameras that have been released and everything. It's just, it's lovely. Like this painted camo is just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm gonna have huge FOMO trying to determine what tank to put down. So yeah, 45 seconds before we can go into the room, and then we can get started in 3 minutes later with the last matchup of this evening. Weather here has been like really warm today, which has been absolutely lovely, but it's been raining all day. I do love the rain. I love the sound and the smell of it and everything, as long as I don't have to go through it. But it also means that things are stuffy, and usually I always have my window open, but I can't really do that when I'm streaming because of the traffic noise outside, potential traffic noise. Which means that now I'm just like, it's really warm. There you go. And now we're gonna go actually into the room. Ikra versus who? And I know that I shouldn't make jokes of the names and everything, but it's funny. To me, at least. That joke humor. Also, by the way, there's like a challenge coming tomorrow. And for that, I had a video about the Boss Mode Expedition, which is the name of the event. Of Big Boss Expedition, one of the two. Anyway, on my video for that, I'm still running a giveaway. You have until tomorrow evening to enter that. It's just for fun. You basically have to post a 4-sentence poem in the comments there together with your in-game name and ID. Shameless plug for that. 2 minutes left, and then we go into Rockfield for a best of 7, meaning that the first team to reach 4 victories is the one that goes, well, that gets the most cups today. And we see Ikra has gotten ready with no less than 4 E5s, 2 Steves, and an LT. And on whose side we see 3 60Ps, 2 E5s, a 215P, and a Leo. That's an interesting choice though. Like Leo, it's got laser accuracy, it can do absolutely phenomenal. But when it gets hits, it gets deleted very quickly. And let's have a look. Just over a minute left. And then we'll see what happens. And then we have to wait a little bit until we know how the other groups have ended, so that we know who has which amount of cups. And then I can put that in Excel, and we can look at who is going to go through to the top 8. Like I listed the whole top 16, but we probably don't need that. So we'll start with like the obvious teams like Rejects and Aqua. That matchup though is gonna be amazing. Top 8 worthy for sure. "20 seconds left to go. And then we will go into the battle. There's some special names here as well. And let's go. And there we go. Postravleni having a little snowman on his tank. Varta in the LT now. Going for a spot near A to see who's there. And we have the 60Ps heading in that direction. We're likely going to get spotted. One of them gets shot at. Varta has been spotted as well. He does take a hit, Varta does not. And we have Ikra just being very aggressive here. They're trying to push. No, actually, they did push the Leo up there. And he is being shot at. But he can't really move from there now. He can't get to the position that he actually wants to be in. He has to be very careful how he's angled. See, I'm not sure if I can get my camera there. He's in a very precarious position, and he does shoot from there. But he's not looking too healthy. Psychopath is being set up on Ollivander in the top, is using a lot of HP. But so is Psycho. Not looking too healthy. MP losing some HP. Sodo as well. Rubik's, basically they know, Yevgeny knows that he's not going to survive this. Ollivander goes down. He does get another shot in. But there goes Psycho. Sodo, not looking too good either. Costa Nostra in trouble as well. Does eat a big hit there. And he has to be careful, but now the cavalry is arriving. Basina being capped, I'm not sure that that's what they... Oof. There goes... Oof, that didn't go in. MP does eat a hit. Oof, he eats multiple hits for that. Future Simple. Almost gone. MP should reload beforehand. But it's Postravleni that takes them out. Rubik's not looking too healthy. And the Leo is still up there. Oof, there goes Rubik's. Postravleni has barely any HP left. Pretty is getting shot by Flame and pretty much by everyone here. And the Leo is still up there. Pretty gets taken out. Leo is still there. Is steadily getting hit though. Has a grand total of 38 HP left right now. And there he goes. MP gets the shot in. And now it's just green light. Who's being farmed to hell there. I mean, there's just too many tanks here. You can't win against that many tanks. And there you go. Flame takes him out. And the first game is for Ikra. Brutal little game. Push with the Leo not quite working as intended. Especially not once they got spotted. They did get him up there, but after that the E5s got stuck there. So for the second game, who is getting ready with the Leo again? 260p so far, an AMX 54. A VK 72. Vortex might be taking the mouse. And let's see. Ikra taking 260p's. An E5, 2 Steves. Potentially another 60p and potentially an LT. Just a minute left now. And there we go. Leo, mouse, VK72, 60p, 2 of them A max 54 and a 113 for who? And Ikra with 3 60 TPs, 2 Steves, an E5 and an IS7. See, the thing with those boost places, yes, it can definitely work out, but once you're up against teams that generally know the boost places and they know where they can get shot from, it will be a lot harder for them to get shots in from there, but also a lot harder to not get shot when they're there. And there we go, countdown clock has begun. And we're getting ready for the second game of this best of 7. And here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry that I forgot JLA's actual name. And let's see. Ikra. Focusing on multiple directions at one, but mainly going A and B. Whereas we have who going there as well. And again with the push strat though. But look at how many tanks that's taking. And how open the position is that he's going to. If you get spotted there though. Base B is being kept. I think he's going to use that little ditch there. I wonder if you can shoot anyone from there. Pretty, losing some HP. Not just a little, he's losing a lot. And he gets taken out instantly. Leo is shooting. Trying to shoot MP. He's getting shot at. They know where he's at now. They haven't spotted him yet, but they know where he's at. MP is being pushed. Cosa Nostra is arriving there to help. Big hit into green light. Base A now being kept as well. But this is the thing, they're just avoiding getting shot by the Leo. JLA does take a hit there. And they know where he's gonna be at. They just don't know exactly where he's at. MP has to be careful now though, getting relatively low on HP. I think he's going to blind shot. Maybe not. He's no longer spotted now. Goes the North Star losing quite a bit of HP there. MP being pushed. But they're not alone. Postrovleni loses a lot of HP crossing down though. And they have 2 bases. Ikra doesn't really need to take any chances. Postrovleni. They're all 4 tanks versus 2 tanks. That shot did not go in. Yevgeny is moving in. Postrovleni has been taken out. There goes Irubix. Ollivander not looking too healthy. Big hit into Vortex now. Ollivander gets taken out. We have Flame just literally blocking them out, making it very hard for them. And the Leo has not been spotted. Green Light, Vortex both go out. Future Simple. And now the Leo drops down, actually takes some damage there. And they did shoot at where he was at. But he's not been spotted. He actually dropped down there. But this is exactly what I mean though. You know at some point in these cases that someone is shooting you from a certain position. And then you see them change their positions to mostly not be in a place where they can get shot from there. We're moving on to Castilla. My least favorite tool map. And we see who now preparing 2 TVPs, a Super Conqueror and LT. They're 2-0 behind now. They will have to win a lot, really. Because the first team to reach 4 victories gets the most cups. And that will be very tough for who? There we go. 3 E5s, 2 TVPs is Super Conqueror, and an LT for whom? And on Ikra's side, we see 3 60Ps possibly? Well, we see at least 2 of them. An IS-7, 2 Cs, an LT, and potentially another 60DP, depending on... There you go, it's an IS-7. And with 20 seconds left to go, there you go. I always get nervous when people change their lineups like at the last second. Because you don't want to miss out on the gun there. And there we go. 10 seconds left before we go into the third game in this very, very quick matchup. So far there is. And let's see. Look at all the pretty camos though. See, I know that it's not all about that, but I do like the colourful aspect of the game. For me, it doesn't have to be realistic. Water crossing over in the middle. Both 60DPs heading up. Warta might be going for a very cheeky B cap. And again with the... Well, not boost, but again with the boost strat though. Whoa. Yes, you can get shots in there, but honestly... If you get spotted there... Pretty get shot crossing over. Oh, massive hits into Wild Animal there. And another one. And he's very, very low on HP. And now we have green light also shooting. So they know where the TVP is going to be. You can see them communicating that. Wild Animal gets taken out. We have Psycho and MP moving down the middle. Shooting Ollivander. Ollivander is getting farmed a little bit there. He's almost gone. Gets taken out. That's his second gun gone. For who? And now green light has been spotted. They're not focusing on him though. They're focusing on the target straight in front of them. They're trying to keep JLA alive. Psycho has been taken out. There goes Pseudo. Vortex is almost gone as well. There goes JLA. And Vortex and Pretty are both gone. And now it's just Future Simple and Green Light. And it's kind of like every map they've got a boost strat somewhere. And there goes Future Simple. Green Light taking a massive hit from MP. He's reloading right now. So he decides to try and get out of there. Alive if he can. But he's being chased down by Warta. And he does get a hit in. But Warta makes him take his head off. And the game is for Ikra. Again, a very brutal game. Ikra carrying very convincingly here. And now they're up for potential match points. If Ikra win the next game, then they won the day. 1.5 minutes left before we go into that game. Who will have to find their footing very, very quickly if they want to have any chance at all. And we see who now taking an LT, 3 E5s, 2 TVPs and a Steve, versus 2 60Ps, 2 E5s, 2 Steves and an LT. Which seems to be sort of like the global lineup that Ikra uses. But it's definitely working out for them, so why not? "35 seconds left to go. In the meantime, like in the streamer chat, they're talking about the odds of people. Apparently Raid is out of the top 8. They're talking about the odds of what team goes through when. You don't want to play around with that though, honestly. Like, don't put tanks out and in quickly like that in the end. When you're that close to the 0 line. Let's see. And here we go. Ikra focusing all together towards base C. Wild animal potentially going to be caught out like this. He's in danger, big danger. He doesn't get spotted for that. The TVPs are there. Flame being farmed. And they're not spotted for that. They actually managed to get both clips out there. And they didn't take a single hit for that. Well done. Wild animal. Managing to escape. Base C has been capped though. Base B is open but defended. And who is actually dug in? Flame holding base A. Being capped now. And we have Warta heading around. Vortex taking a hit. Cosa Nostra has to be careful though. Who is responding? Well, you could just drop forwards, to be honest. He's not yet spotted them. It might be too late when he does. Oh, and he dropped the long way. He dropped the long way. Cosa Nostra gets taken out. What a move by who? That is so cheeky. MP taking a bit of a hit. So does Psycho. He also gets one in. Vortex. I mean, they're not really sticking to it though. That's the thing. Flame gets taken out. Who might be taking a game here? They are 2 guns behind. There goes Rubik's. They need to take the guns out and they need to take them out fast. Big hit into MP. It is from MP into Future Simple. MP barely alive now. And that shot did not go in. And that's the end of MP. That might be a game changer there. Future Simple does get taken out. There goes Vortex. It is 4v4. Well, 3v4. Psycho gets shot at repeatedly. Has to make sure this kills. And it does. Postravleni. Oh, Psycho goes down. And now it's just Postravleni. And he needs to make sure to kill Green Light. Or to use the rock and kill Wild. He can do this. He just needs to make sure that not all of these shots span. What? That bounced though! But he still goes down and the game is for who? What a game! What on earth has happened? I mean, that's gotta feel good, right? Like, after the last 3 games, and you get a game like this. This was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Fantastically done. Cosa Nostra. This is literally the only thing that went wrong here. Is Cosa Nostra went back rather than forwards. And it was a natural reaction. You can't blame him for that. I'm just saying that that's where it all fell. Because they lost the gun so fast that way. Bloody awesome. Wow. Insane game. One minute left before we go into the 5th game of this best of 7. And we have Ikra now ready with 360 piece, nice 4, 2 Steves and an LT. Versus who in the LT, 4 E5s, nice 4 and a Steve. They're leaving the TVPs behind. We're going to Hallis. Different map. That game just now though. Oh, that was awesome, not gonna lie. I mean, Ikra looked so very strong against who, and that just, I mean, can you just imagine the amount of noise that happened on that voice when they won that? Fantastic. And here we go. Again, it is still potential match point for Ikra. They only have to win 1 more game in order to get the highest amount of cups, whereas who has to take pretty much everything. Has to win 3 in a row after this. Well, including this. Which is gonna be a tough thing with how strong Ikra is. But that last game though. Well done. And let's see. Varta going off towards base C. On the other side we see Wild Animal doing the same together with pretty much all of whom. Wild Animal gets spotted. Varta takes a hit for that. Base C is being kept. Varta is not without support. He does spot. Oof, did not get hit for that. Base A has been kept. And we have Flame going for base B. Ollivander has been spotted, is holding. Who making a move now? We have the Steves in the spawn. Varta is getting pushed at. He's trying to get out of there. Cosa Nostra takes a hit there, but Ollivander does too. And the Steves are lying in wait, as is Psycho. They're trying to get Cosa. Soda loses some HP. Yevgeny. And the Steves are still not spotted. Now they have been. And they are moving in. Pseudo losing more HP on the other side. We have Postravleni and the JLA going after the E5s. Big hit into Rubik's. They do have to be careful though, that's a lot of guns heading your way. And Postravleni gets tracked there. Who is finding their footing slowly but surely? Look at this though. There goes Positive Lady, but there goes Ollivander as well. And Ikra has 2 bases. Don't forget that. Point advantage is in their corner. Varta gets taken out. Big hit into Rubik's. MP goes down. They still have 2 bases. They still have point advantage here. But they will need to push hard. Rubik's goes down. Base B is being stolen. Cosa Nostra is losing HP. Pseudo, very low on HP. Yevgeny shoots once more. But is going to go down. Against Future Simple. And there he goes. 3v4. Very much a needed hit. Cosa Nostra. Very low. Oh, he does not pen. He did not pen. Cosa Nostra goes down. And they are trying to Wild Animal and Flame. And they have 3 bases. They can't afford this. They have to. They have to make a move. JLA has to go for it. But there you go. 1k points. The game is for who? I'm flabbergasted looking at this. Oh my god, fantastic. I mean, if the matchup continues like this, I'm all for it. 1.5 minutes left before we go into the second game on Hellas, the 6th game of this best of 7. And we have Ikra taking 3 E5s, 2 Steves and a 6 GB. With potentially Warta in the LT. And on the other side we see 2 IS7s, an LT, and 3 E5s and a 113. Honestly, like, I was afraid that this would be a walkover with the way that it started, but these last 2 games have been phenomenal. Oh my god. 40 seconds left. 6 games for this matchup. Again, still potential match point for Ikra. If they win the next game, they still got the most cups. But who is fighting back? And let's see. Countdown clock beginning. We're getting ready to go into the game. And here we go. "20 seconds. Well, no, it actually not. It always shows 20, but then it's like drops to 7 and all. But here we go. Ikra. They're gonna be pretty frustrated at this point, to be honest. Losing twice in a row like that. Pseudo going straight into the ditch. Ooh. Varta deciding he does not want to be there. And base B being stolen. Sodo does take a hit for that, but so does Varta. Base A has been capped. And who is actually starting with a point advantage here? Wild Animal. Flanking around to see who's there. He's going to meet MP. And he lands one into him. Base C is being kept. Warta exiting it there to go after Wild Animal. But is told to cap it again. I think I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck inside the temple. How on earth, honestly? There we go. Pseudo losing a whole lot of HP very, very quickly there. Wild Animal being set upon as well. Flame dropping down. As is Koza. Ooh, and they do want Pseudo. They're focusing on green light here. Pseudo is steadily helping them farm, and Wild Animal is going to arrive there quickly. Oh, green light and flame both go down. Oh, Wild Animal gets shot on the run there. Ollivander in trouble. Surrounded. You can't angle in that many directions. 4 tanks shooting him now. And he goes down. Warta still alive. Empty. Getting hit. But they've got 4 guns versus 5 guns. Pozdravleni being focused on here. And we have Pretty trying to shoot Psycho, trying to shoot Warta. Pseudo has been taken out. There goes Pozdravleni. 4v3. If they manage to like focus their fire and get all their shots in, it might not all be over yet. Future Simple losing a bit of HP there. Goes the Nostra. Now being set upon. Future Simple losing a lot of HP very quickly there. They have 2 bases. Ikra there is. They still have point disadvantage right now. But there's just too much HP. And a gun advantage. And now even more so. Pretty goes down. There goes Future Simple. And now it's just Rubik's that is left. And JLA is going in. And there's not much that he can do at this stage. They have 3 bases. He does get another hit in. But now he's got 58 HP left. JLA is hugging him. Bounced on him. But it's Psycho that actually takes him out. Crossing over the ridge as well. Very well played. Massive kudos to who. Those 2 victories you had were phenomenal and so fun to watch. But Ikra takes it home tonight. And definitely, they've played really, really well. I'm just still surprised at those 2 games. That was nuts. So let's see. What do we have for standings? Because now I need to take out my trusty Excel sheet. So we're going to go to the chart. And EG versus Crowley. Oh, massive win by EG there. Okay, so we have... I'm actually going to see if I can let you see what I'm doing here. You don't actually see the scores then though, that's an issue. No, I'll show you that later. I'll fill it in and then I'll show you. So EG is first, so they got quite a bit of coins. Then we have Crowley, and they are second. Then we have X. X got 4th. And where are you, X? There you are. They got 4th. U3 is 3rd. There you go. Okay. And then we have Aqua and Rejects. That's over quickly. Okay. Aqua got 1st. Then we have rejects, they got second. TQT 1, so they are third. There you go. I'm just doing the whole Excel thing now. And we have Noxu, who got fourth. And not all the scores matter. Raid, however, got 5 to 8, so that is important. Because they do get cups, they just don't get a lot. And I think, like I understood on the streamer chat, that they are... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That they are out. So we got Ikra, who got first, which we know. And who is actually 16th. And they got second. They well done though, guys. Come on. There you go. Appa. That is still going. Okay, so we're waiting for that. Then we are still looking for Pog. Pog versus Vil. Vil won that. So Vil is first. And Pog is second. We're waiting for FaZe and Imo. And Appa. I think we had Appa, didn't we? No, I think that's the one. The Appa versus Imo, that's the thing. And FaZe is a lot in the last group that we're looking for. So that's... They won. So FaZe was 43rd place. So they got third. This is not confusing at all. Okay, so based on this, we're gonna leave this now just to go back in, because it updates in a little bit, so it doesn't always do that straight away. So we're waiting for group 4, Appa versus Imo. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's see. I'm going to take you to my Excel. This is my Excel right now. So we're waiting for these two scores. Then we know who gets how many cups. And then we can order the cups to see who has the most and who's going to go definitely. I mean, Appa is for sure through. But the question is Imo. Because that's the thing. Depending on how many cups they have, they might just win this. And they might knock... oh. Yeah, they might knock Raid out. Because I think most of the top 8 is like decided. Because you have Appa who's only going to get more cups, so that they're definitely through. You have Rejects, Akva, Crowley, TQT, Ikra, EG. They're definitely through. And then it's only between Raid and Imo. And I believe that because of the cups, like, let's just have a look. Because even if Imo were to get second, then they've got more cups than Raid. So that means that Imo is through to the top 8. So that means that we have our top 8, regardless of what happens between Appa and Imo. Yeah. 7th and 8th. That is our top 8. Which means that Imo actually climbed a few bits because of tonight. FaZe and Act. Basically, FaZe, if they were to get first place, let's see. Would they have made it? They might have made it then, yeah. But they didn't. And Raid, unfortunately, is out because they were matched against TQT straight from the start. So this is our top 8. I am going to be streaming the round robins that will start on Wednesday. And yeah, that's really it. Massive congratulations to Appa and Rejects and Akka and Crowley and TQT and Ikra and EG and Imo, and massive commiserations to Raid and Acts and FaZe. And even Pog, because you all had chances to go to the top 8 today. And I want to thank Ikra and Who, definitely, for the lovely matches that we saw today. It's been a fun day, let's put it that way. RNG also played really well. Was gorgeous. And it's just, yeah, I'm looking forward to this top 8. It's going to be strong, it's going to be fun. And yes, if I could, I would take more clans to the top 8, but that's literally not possible. So massive congratulations to the whole top 8. That's it for me for now. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday for the first round robins. Wishing you all a very good night, and I'll see you then. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.